Good morning. So, I want to do a quick video about overcoming jealousy. And I feel like in order to overcome jealousy, first you have to understand what jealousy is and what purpose it serves. Um, everything serves a purpose. Um, every emotion that you have, our emotions are a guidance system. So every emotion that you have, that we have as humans, um, serve a purpose. And the jealousy, there first we have to understand that there's a couple of different kinds of jealousy. There's a jealousy that is towards what somebody else has, or what somebody else is, or what they do, jealousy of another person because we want what they have, or we want to be more like them, and that is one type of jealousy. And that kind of jealousy is fairly simple to dissipate. Um, Once you understand that jealousy comes to serve a purpose, it's like a pass through emotion. It comes to show you something and for you to pass through it and ascend from it. Um, it's like two sides of a spectrum, it's like two sides of a stick. So, whenever you feel the emotion of jealousy towards somebody else because of what they have, because of who they are, because of what they know how to do, because of their talents, it is that we are jealous of, um, we perceive them to be better than us, or we perceive them to have more than we have. And really, when you turn it around, in that is already the answer. So, in that means that I want to have more of what that person has. Or if that person is a great guitar player, it's like saying, well, I wish that I could play guitar that way. But it doesn't have to be in the specifics. So really what the jealousy of is the yearning of wanting that. And then you have to pinpoint what that is. So you could say it's because he plays good guitar, but that is not the real pure reason. The reason is that they are getting expression, they're expressing their true selves, and they're good at it. So we are each individual and have our own talents. So basically, if we're jealous of somebody else, it's belittling what we have to give to the world. It's wanting more for our life. So if we're able to recognize that and see that, okay, it's my being jealous of him is because I feel a lack in my own life in these areas. And you take the specifics out, so it doesn't have to be guitar playing. It's just the fact that that person is getting expression and his talents are getting expressed through him. So it's the yearning of our own self to want to have more of that, or receive more of that, or be open, and it's also recognizing our own strengths within ourselves, because each of us has their own talents and their own things that they bring forward. Or let's say if we are jealous of somebody because of their wonderful husband that they have, or we're jealous of somebody because of their job that they have, it means that in that area in my life, I feel lack, which means that I need to stand up and take responsibility, because being jealous of somebody else, of what they have, or what they've accomplished, or what they're doing, or their talents, um, really each of us are individual and completely different, and we each have our own things that we're dealing with. We would never want somebody else's life with all the good that we perceive to be, and all the things that we don't perceive, because we each have our own path that we're going through. Is tooth here. And so when we can take jealousy and turn it that way into inspiration, because inspiration is on the other side of jealousy, right? That kind of jealousy. And we turn it into inspiration, we turn it back, the inspiration light back on ourselves, and say, we can be happy for that person for all that they have. Then we can feel the feeling of joy in that. And that brings us closer to bringing it into our own lives. So really, it's taking that kind of jealousy and understanding that what I'm feeling is a lack in my own life, and that I want in those specific areas more in my life, and then turn the light back on myself and bring myself forward. It's also an insecurity because it's also feeling like what they have in their life isn't possible for me. So I'm jealous of them. I'm sitting in my jealousy. But when you understand that we are each individually responsible for our own lives and whatever comes out of our lives, and we all have the same opportunities, basically, we all have different talents and different opportunities presented to us. But what one person's ideal life because of their talents is never going to be ours. And you can use that kind of jealousy to lift off of into inspiration. And you can start by being happy for that person for what they have, rather than feeling that vengeance or when you get stuck in a loop of jealousy, you're actually getting stuck in a loop of self-loathing. Like, it's possible for them, but it's not possible for me. Because if you felt like it was possible for you, you would use that as inspiration also to do that. When I see a friend doing something really cool, I'm like, oh, cool, I want to do that too. And then I start my own project. You can use it as inspiration to bounce your own life and advance your own life. If you're sitting in jealousy rather than using it and switching it around, with me, I was lucky when I was about 4. I'll tell the story of how I had this realization. I had this realization when I was 4. It was actually my brother went with my mother somewhere, and I really wanted to go. And they went on an airplane. And it was the first time my mother ever left me. And I was at that point, we're 5 kids now. At that point, I was the youngest of 3. So I'm right in the middle of, I have 2 younger than me and 2 older than me. And my mother had never left me. And I was the only girl. I had 2 older brothers. And I thought if I cried enough, she would take me. And I was jealous. And my mother left, and I was left there bawling on the ground. And my father, he always used tough love. That's one thing I appreciate, because I always got it like it was. And he told me, "You're jealous that he went. Life isn't fair. Not everybody gets, it's never even. And sometimes your brother's going to get, and you can be happy with him for what he gets. And then sometimes you will get, and then your brothers will be happy with you when you get. So, in finding the joy in, having joy with other people when they are, get something good, or that they can do something good, or that their life is going good for them, it allows you to feel their joy, so you get more joy in it. And then when you are happy in yourself, it also brings others to be happy with you. And also, when you are busy being jealous of other people, when you actually do get something good in your life, and something is really well going for you, a lot of times you won't even see it because you're so busy on, I need more to be happy. I need more to be happy. I need more to be happy. So really using that kind of jealousy, alchemizing it into inspiration, turning it around into inspiration, knowing that each of us are individuals and have different talents and different capabilities and different abilities. And we're all going to get something different from life, and it's all our own doing. And if somebody has a life that we think is really spectacular, then what are they doing? Be happy for them and watch what they're doing. And then you can use that as inspiration in your own life also to, it's not apples for apples always. Our talents are all different, and the things that I enjoy are different than the things that anybody else in life enjoys. So um, that is key, understanding that. And then there is the jealousy, which is like in a spouse situation, like you have a boyfriend or you have a spouse, and that kind of jealousy also is really useless, and it really it's trying to hold somebody for that. It's stopping for somebody from living their life and trying to hold somebody in their place and make them mine. It's trying to be really controlling. And also in that kind of jealousy, it's insecurities in myself. It's like, okay, my spouse or my partner is going to see somebody else and they're going to like them more than me, so I'm going to try to not allow them to see somebody else, or I'm not going to allow them to see the good in other people. It's trying to close them off from the world. And when you really look at it, it's insecurity in myself, my own self-worth. I'm not worthy enough to hold this person unless I hold on to them. They're not going to want me. So it's really insecurity in that way. And it's also trying to make somebody want to only me, if trying to force them to want me. It's me feeling like I'm not worthy, and I'm going to close this person off from meeting other people so that he won't see that other people are better than me, and then he'll want to be with me, which is really confining. Look, I have Lola on my shoulder. It's really confining this other person from really living their life and being free to meet other people. And in the end, what it's going to do is it's going to close them off, and they're going to despise you, even if it's way inside and subconsciously, they're going to despise you, even if there's a codependency there. And on the surface, it makes them feel loved, which is also an insecurity. Feeling loved because somebody's trying to hold on to you. It gives you security in a relationship. Like I'm wanted, I'm needed in this relationship. The other person needs me. They're not going to go anywhere. But it also belittles the person, and it also belittles yourself. If I have to hold somebody in place and not allow them to see other people or talk to other people because I might lose them, then it is me saying that I'm not worthy of them unless I hold them in place. It's also saying that I'm insecure in myself, and if I don't hold them in place, they're going to see that I'm not worthy of them, and they're going to go. And another way of looking at it is, if I have to hold somebody in place to be with me, and they're not all in just because they love me, then I don't need that relationship anyway. And if our relationship is so weak that somebody comes in, and the person that I'm with, my life partner, you know, sees something in them and wants to go, first of all, I don't want to inhibit them. I mean, if they see somebody that they feel is a better suit for them and they want to go be with them for any reason, it doesn't matter the reason, then if I truly love them, I want them to be able to have the full life experience and to go. And I also don't want to be a person that is inhibiting anybody else's life experience. We only live once. And I also, after being in a marriage years and years and years of a jealous spouse, I see how it inhibits your own life experience. Like my life experience, it makes it really small. If you think about it, the genders are about half half, yeah? So if my spouse isn't allowed to talk to any other woman, right? It's like closing them off from half of the people in the world, that they can't. And imagine that every single person that you meet is a whole universe. Every single person that we meet in a different place. We meet in every single person that we meet touches different aspects of us, and is a mirror for us to grow from. Um, Regardless, my tooth is loose. I'm going to the dentist today. Regardless if it's a romantic relationship or not a romantic relationship, every single person that we meet has had different life experience, has a different life perspective, has gone through different things, and every person that I meet, that I'm able to communicate with, reflects back to me, is a teacher in ways I can learn something from, and reflects back to me different aspects of myself. So some people that I meet really enhance my sense of humor. Men that I meet that just crack me up. And that is the level that we meet on. It's not and that is the attraction that we have, that the places that we meet bring certain aspects of my personality out into the forefront, out into the front, and shine light on them and expose the different parts of me. So in every person that I'm meeting another mirror in life that gives me feedback on who I am. And I always want to be an expansion. So I want it. And the only mirrors that we get are through other people. Through other people, if you're listening to this video, I'm giving you a mirror of yourself in different ways. By the way that I am, by the things that I say, by the life experience that I'm giving, by my honesty, by being by telling it like telling my truth like I see it, then some people that are watching this will find their truth in it, or see what expression of truth looks like without unapologetic. Um, the openness, how open you can be about all of the different little nuances and faults and working through myself and becoming a better person in myself. So each and every person that we meet is a mirror for us. And if I truly love my life partner, I want them to have as many mirrors as possible so that they can truly know themselves. And if they come to a place where they feel like they can do more life work with a different partner than me, then who am I to stop them if I truly love them? Because I would want the same for myself. And I can understand it in myself that if I am with a life partner, and we have concluded the lessons that we have come to learn together, and we have concluded the expansion. I meet somebody else that I expand more with, then, regardless of how much this person's trying to hold me in place, that it's going to be going against myself. And there's only so long that we can really go against ourselves. And I know this, because when you're going against yourself, you fall into all sorts of habits like alcoholism and addictions and different outs because you're not living a fulfilled life. And so in taking somebody and being jealous of them in a partnership, it brings into the partnership like this raw bad feeling place. If I'm jealous of him, then there's and that's what our conversations start becoming about. That's what our relationship becomes about. And then what is the relationship worth in that? We're not rising in that place. So it's like the fun goes out of the relationship, and into it comes these feelings of jealousy and these low vibrational feelings, and that's what the partnership becomes about. And then the other person constantly feels like I'm trying to hold them down, and it actually defeats the purpose, because the more somebody is jealous, the more they bring that bad vibe into the relationship, the less valuable the relationship becomes. The other partner doesn't want to be, his whole being having to be in supporting you and reassuring you. What is one of the most attractive attributes is confidence. And if I'm confident in myself, I don't and I know what I'm worth, then I don't want a partner that is looking to go somewhere else, or a partner that I have to hold in place. It just proves what I feel about myself, not what my partner feels about me. Um, and if my partner loves me, wants to, I just let go in that place. And if anything comes up, then, the jealousy feelings are there to guide you. They're there to show you when something is off and allow you to make better decisions, but not to just sit in jealousy and hold your partner in that vibration as well. So when you can really look at it and you see that in a relationship, in a partnership, in a coupleness, that your jealousy is stems from your own insecurity in yourself, that you can't hold this person in place, and that this person is going to want to go with somebody else and not with me. That just means that I don't see my own value, and the value that I'm bringing to the relationship. And feeling and okay, there was something else. So this is being channeled, so there I just lost it for a second. I came into my avatar. Just a second, let me reconnect to that note. So feeling jealous is actually insecurity in my own self and my own self-worth. Like I can't hold on to this partner is not going to want to be with me. And if somebody doesn't want to be with me, then it's trying to hold on to something that isn't right, because it's not right for me as well. It's just that they picked up on the signal before I did. Because if a partnership is off from one side, it's off from both sides. it can't be a one-sided partnership, and if one person is feeling that it's not right, then it's also not right for the other person. You can't have that being one-sided like that. It has to be double-sided. I feel like there was one more point that I wanted to make here. We talked about insecurities and trying to hold the other partner in place, and who wants to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with me fully? You know, there if somebody, the letting go of a relationship sometimes is the best thing, because you can leave space then for the right thing to come in. And and you can be in a place of allowing the right person to come in, and that also has to do with waiting for the right person, being able to be by yourself in life for a certain amount of time while you are, and not settling in whatever comes. Because then when the right person does come along, you're going to be in a relationship that isn't right for you. And relationships are, it's like a big ship. When you get into a relationship, regardless if it's the right partner or the wrong or not the right partner for you, you still get into a dependency or a kind of like bonding that sometimes that it takes time to separate that bonding. When you break up, there's a certain amount of time that it does take to dissipate that. So this is a quick video um, on jealousy and how to overcome jealousy, understanding jealousy and how to overcome jealousy. So thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm not finding any more. So thank you for watching.